Hundreds and hundreds of athletes across the country have taken on the brutal qualifying courses. Tonight in Venice, California, it is down to the city finals, where the top 30 qualifiers attempt an even tougher course, and only the 15 best will move on to Vegas. Will David Campbell, an American Ninja Warrior legend, secure an unprecedented 5th trip to Mount Midoriyama? Will Tuxedo Speedo-wearing Dan Mast be dressed for success again tonight? And Jesse LaFleur, the fastest finisher in qualifying, looks to dominate this finals course. Find out who will move on for a chance at becoming the first ever American Ninja Warrior.
Welcome to Venice Beach, California, where tonight the athletes are one run away from earning a trip to Mount Midoriyama. I'm Matt Iseman alongside former NFL defensive end Akbar Gbaja-Biamila. 4 weeks ago, 30 competitors earned the right to take on this brand new extended finals course. This is it. Qualifying's over. City finals have begun.
And this is just the first of 4 city finals. We'll see new and different obstacles in every city across the country. They'll need to adapt in order to survive.
30 will run this finals course. Only the top 15 will move on to the national finals. Let's go down to our co-host Jenn Brown for a look at this season's first finals course.
Thanks, Matt. Let's take a look at this new course and the 10 obstacles. They face the first 4 in qualifying, starting with the quintuple steps, then the frame slider, domino hill, and the floating chains. And after that, it's a new obstacle, the trapeze swing, and then onto the 14-foot-high warped wall. Now the real battle begins as they face 4 additional obstacles in tonight's competition. First up, the salmon ladder. The athletes must jump the metal bar up 5 sets of rungs using only their momentum and upper body strength. From there, they move on to the rope maze. Well, they'll hang from the rope and maneuver it through the steel maze above them. If they make it past that, it's on to the cliffhanger. Athletes must traverse across 3 narrow ledges using just their fingertips and leap across a gap to get through. And if our competitors have anything left in the tank, they'll take on the spider climb. They must wedge themselves inside and climb 3 stories to complete the obstacle. If they make it all the way to the top, they'll hit the buzzer and earn a trip to the Las Vegas finals. Back to you, Matt and Akbar.
Thanks, Jen. So here we go. The first man up is a 35-year-old firefighter and paramedic from Culver City, California. It's Tony Reddick. And if he does well tonight, he'll be going to Mount Midoriyama for the 2nd straight year. This is a man who knows how to move quickly when the pressure's on, responding to every type of emergency call as a Los Angeles firefighter and paramedic. He's a former college track athlete who keeps himself in remarkable shape. Tonight, he's competing for 2 reasons. First, for his 5-year-old daughter, Anaya, who loves to watch the show with her dad. And then, for himself, to finish what he started last year when he went out at stage 1 in Mount Midoriyama.
I was disappointed in myself because I didn't feel I left the course giving it my all. I always want to do better, especially when I know I can. And I'm not going to let anyone deter me from doing that.
So Tony out to finish what he started, but is he putting too much pressure on himself?
You know, he told me earlier that he was picking up his daughter from daycare the other day, and she told everyone, my daddy's going to be the first American Ninja Warrior. Now that's pressure.
Well, Dad looks like a ninja so far. Nice and easy through the quintuple steps.
Gets a solid lock in the frame slot.
And goes straight into Domino Hill, and just like that, he's through it. So very quickly through the first 3 obstacles.
This is a lot longer course. You have to pace yourself to get to the end.
Reddick on the floating chains, 6'1", 205. That is a lot of mass. Using the footholds well, though, to disperse that mass, use his lower body. Now facing the flying trapeze.
Oh, we saw the double take there on the trampoline. Here's a firefighter that is using a lot of the skills and techniques on an everyday basis to get up the warped wall.
Wow. Well, that's a lifesaver right there, right up the warped wall.
And now he's finished what he completed in the qualifying round, and now he faces 4 new obstacles and the most difficult part of the finals course.
And he's up on the salmon ladder.
This is the most difficult salmon ladder we have ever had on a finals course. They have to climb more rungs this year than ever before.
Oh, it's uneven. How did he save that? Great recovery. He's got 2 rungs left. He's almost there.
Matt, you can just tell that Tony didn't have much left in the tank by the way he attacked the salmon ladder. On the third rung, he only gets one side up. The effort to save himself, recover, and go up another rung really depleted the rest of his energy.
Our next athlete is a 27-year-old professional pole vaulter from Seattle, Washington. It's Levi Keller. After competing at Idaho State, he now makes a living vaulting on the professional track and field circuit. And he says his overall athleticism will get him through the course. At 6'2", 195 pounds, he's a powerful athlete. He can high jump, dunk a basketball, has tremendous overall athletic skills and strength, and he can muscle his way through just about anything.
I'm a thrill seeker. I do downhill mountain biking. I rode a lot of dirt bikes as a kid, do a lot of flips, and I do pole vault, the most dangerous event in track and field.
Last year I had a breakthrough. I jumped 18.1 1/4, qualified for the Olympic trials, and competed there.
Tonight in the finals, it's that vaulter's strength he thinks will see him through.
To conquer the course, it's going to take jumping ability, grip strength, focus, agility. I will be the first American Ninja Warrior because I have ridiculous athleticism.
So a confident Levi Keller ready to tackle this course.
Now, this first obstacle is no gimme. 43 athletes fell on the quintuple steps in qualifying.
But he's safely through. You heard him talk about his overall athleticism. You need every ounce of it to get through this finals course. Such a big and strong competitor and cruises through the frame slider. Staring down Domino Hill, expect a light step like he's running up to the pole vault. Skips a couple. Oh! Wow!
Did you see him do the Air Jordan there?
Amazing! Great extension. Kept his hands from touching. Great body control.
Body control has everything to do with your core strength, and that's a big thing in pole vaulting.
I'm really liking the approach here on the floating chains. On the second and fourth chain, he locked his feet in on those footholds to give his upper body a rest. Now it's the trapeze swing. Should be right at home on this vault from the trampoline.
Strong mount. That's how you do it right there.
Good body control, 6 feet 2 inches. Surprised he didn't try to go arm over arm, but he's through.
Now, as a pole vaulter again, Levi is not unfamiliar with height. This wall is 14 feet tall.
Great footwork.
An impressive run, but can he keep up the pace?
The warped wall is where the qualifying course ended. Now he faces 4 new obstacles that are all about upper body and grip strength and conditioning. Look at this, he's going right from the trampoline. Great mount. Swaying quite a bit.
Yeah, you got to stop the swing and you got to go up.
Got to be exhausting on the salmon ladder.
You have to be careful on every rung. The longer you hang on, the more fatigued you get. He's looking good so far, moving up quick.
Good form. A lot of sway though, but he's through. Onto rope maze. Let's see if he puts his feet on the knot, try to buy himself a little reprieve.
His arms must be burning after that salmon ladder.
Well, he is one of our biggest competitors in the finals, 6'2", 195 pounds. That's a lot of mass, and on these upper body obstacles, that can really tax you. And that's why I'm really impressed. Locking the feet on the knot. No! He just lost his grip. And that should tell you how hard this course is. He is an Olympic caliber athlete, and his upper body just couldn't handle anymore.
Here, Levi sat down on the foothold early, but realized he needed to be standing up to move the rope. And when he tried to climb back up, his grip strength just gave out, and there was nowhere for him to go but down.
So Levi Keller falls short.
Thanks, guys.
If we don't get 15 finishers, he'll have to wait and see if he went far enough, fast enough to qualify for Las Vegas. Coming up, in the Venice finals, they're all here for one goal, a chance to run the ultimate obstacle course, Mount Midoriyama. Mario Mendoza, the only walk-on competitor to make it into the finals, wants to prove he belongs in this group. Parkour guru Jesse LaFleur put everyone on notice with the fastest time in qualifying. Can he repeat that performance tonight? And can American Ninja Warrior legend David Campbell earn his 5th trip to Mount Midoriyama?
Every year is about the same thing. It's about getting to the top of that tower.
We'll find out when American Ninja Warrior returns. The Venice finals of American Ninja Warrior continue as 30 athletes battle for just 15 spots in the national finals. And our next competitor has an interesting background. It's 28-year-old Jenn from Los Angeles. He works in online advertising, but before that, he was a musician. Jenn was a musical prodigy as a child. He played the piano in national and international competitions. He even had a brief stint with the Sacramento Philharmonic. But his hands also have a forceful grip, developed through rock climbing. Jenn said he was just a geek who did nothing but play video games until he discovered climbing a few years ago. Now it's the basis of his training for American Ninja Warrior. And rock climbers have already proven to be contenders this year.
I feel like I'm an intermediate climber. I haven't climbed that much yet. I feel like for me, my story is kind of, I started off as a geek and kind of grew into this new position where I'm kind of expressing myself physically.
In qualifying, he needed all 3 attempts to get up the warp wall, but he did complete the course. We've never seen this before, Jenn electing to stay on one side of the quintuple steps, leapfrogging along.
This guy's only 5'6", 128 pounds, so you can imagine he won't have to lug around a lot of extra body mass if he makes it to the last 4 obstacles, which are all upper body.
And he easily clears the frame slider.
Oh, he's so light on his feet.
Those dominoes barely moved.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all those dominoes probably weigh more than he does.
Onto the floating chains.
He told me 4 weeks ago how hard the chains were on his hands.
It's amazing. He didn't do sports as a child growing up. He started rock climbing a few years ago and since then has become a natural. Well, he got through them again, no problem.
Show me an athlete's face, and I'll show you his mindset. And his mindset is focused right now.
Great technique, great body form. Now the warped wall. It took him 3 attempts to get up in qualifying. Let's see if he learned from that. Yes! On the first effort! Now moving on to the 4 new obstacles standing between him and a trip to Las Vegas.
Remember, he saw the warped wall in qualifying, but the salmon ladder is all new to Yen Chen.
Oh, and Yen Chen is out.
He hesitated on the leap to the mini tramp, and that's what got him. Watch it again. He starts his jump, does a double take in midair, and did not get enough explosion off the mini tramp to reach the bar. Like anything else here at American Ninja Warrior, you have to commit. Yen Chen didn't, and he's out.
A bad jump there, and unfortunately for Yen Chen, he now has to sit and wait to find out if he still can make it to Vegas. Let's see if our next athlete can be the first to complete this Venice Finals course. He's returning Mount Midoriyama veteran Dan Mast, a 25-year-old stuntman from Oak Park, California.
I will be the first American Ninja Warrior. Why? Look at me. I'm awesome.
Don't be fooled by that statement. The stuntman from Universal Studios loves to poke fun at himself, but he is deadly serious about this competition.
I'm confident that I'll do well, but I understand that slip-ups happen. So I'll never be too confident knowing that.
In qualifying, this slip-up for Dan came at the 5th obstacle. This fan favorite sported a tuxedo Speedo for the 2nd year in a row, but his night ended early.
I wasn't as focused as I needed to be because I was nervous. I didn't do as well as I wanted for myself.
And he believes the new obstacles on tonight's extended course are just like his Speedo, a perfect fit.
I have a strong upper body, so a lot of the upper body strength things I'm not too worried about. This year, I want to go further than I did last year.
And there's Dan's mother along with a whole lot of friends, and they certainly think Dan is awesome. A lot more conservative look for Dan tonight. Maybe Dan felt a little intimidated in the Speedo with mom watching.
Well, I'll tell you who's disappointed, the ladies for sure.
Great run through the quintuple steps.
You know, I like his approach, and I like his confidence.
Locked in on the frame slider. You know, Dan Mast, sometimes his attire can overshadow the fact this guy is truly a world-class athlete, an incredible stuntman. This guy can take some licks.
An amazing amount of training goes into the stunt world. They have to prepare themselves in all areas. We're talking about parkour, we're talking about rock climbing, we're talking about all sorts of different stuff.
Dan Mast staying high on the chains, not even locking up on the foothold, just wrapping his legs around the chain. But he's through. Now onto the trapeze swing. Look at him playing it up to the crowd. Dan Mast is a showman. Wow, great form there. Complete control of the body, now onto the warped wall. Was disappointed to have gone out on the 5th obstacle in qualifying, but now has bested that performance. Right up it. Great run by Dan Mast. A trip to Las Vegas is on the line.
It's clear to me that Dan Mast looks like the type of athlete who can handle that pressure. He's very calm so far.
Dan, nice and strong, moving right up those 5 rungs to the top of the salmon ladder.
5 rungs is no easy task.
And right into rope maze.
Not using the foothold. There it is.
Now his feet are on the rope.
And that gives his upper body some rest, but makes it much more difficult to maneuver the rope because it's harder to get a good swing.
And his feet are off the rope, and he's spinning and hanging. And it is all about grip strength right now, struggling to get that rope through the maze. I'm not sure about his technique here, really not using his legs.
Yeah, he is blasting his grip and forearms right now.
Now he's sitting on the foothold, and look at that, just misses the water. Talk about being at the end of your rope. Dan Mast was an inch from elimination, but he saves himself.
His grip has to be shot, and now on to the cliffhanger, where it's all grip strength. This is going to be a true test of his endurance.
Oh! And a great effort. He made it to the 9th obstacle, but after the rope maze, I think he just had nothing left for the cliffhanger. Let's go to Jenn Brown, who's standing by with Dan Mast.
Thanks, guys. Dan, the rope maze, a little different approach. Didn't use your feet much, but you saved yourself at the end. What happened there?
I felt my arms going out. I was like, okay, well, I'm close enough to the edge. I'm just going to jump for it.
Your hands did go out on the cliffhanger. We'll see if that's good enough to get you to Vegas. All right, guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Jenn. Well, Dan Mast got close, but so far no one has made it to the finish line of this brutal finals course. Welcome back to the Venice finals of American Ninja Warrior, where these competitors are fighting for a trip to Mount Midoriyama. Another 4 athletes attempted the course, all fell short of completion, including 2-time Mount Midoriyama veteran Paul Darnell, who made an earlier than expected exit on the salmon ladder. Next up at the starting line, he's a 40-year-old contractor from San Francisco, California, Mario Mendoza. He made it here as a walk-on competitor in qualifying. Mario's a rock climber, but his other passion is a first to American Ninja Warrior, abalone diving.
You can only legally catch abalone by free diving. No scuba gear allowed. Mario holds his breath and dives down into the cold waters of Northern California to find the large edible sea snails. He's adventurous for sure, and he brought that sense of adventure to American Ninja Warrior, driving here and camping out overnight to earn a walk-on spot in qualifying.
For me, to make it through the qualifying round, I'm very, very grateful to get the opportunity. I gave it my best. This is absolutely just the beginning.
But he was the only walk-on to make it to tonight's finals.
4 weeks ago, Mario went out on the 5th obstacle. Now he's got to get to 5 and continue the drive.
Well, makes short work of the quintuple steps and onto the frame slider, looking very focused so far.
I think Mario's got his sights set on that red button at the top of the spider climb. That's that rock climber mentality. But does he have the stamina to get to the top?
Well, you mentioned he's a rock climber. He says his greatest sports achievement, summiting Mount Whitney, and that's no mean feat. Wow, great balance.
He didn't even need that last domino. He just hopped right over it.
He's 40 years old, but look at that physique. He's redefining the age.
They say 40 is the new 30. Well, let's see if 40 is the new American Ninja Warrior.
Well, he's struggling a bit here on the floating chains. I think he's relying only on his formidable upper body strength, but now finally secures a foothold.
And using all that upper body strength early can come back to haunt you later on this course.
Well, he's through the floating chains, safe so far. Now onto the trapeze swing, but looking a little winded here. Gets up to that first bar. Building up the momentum. See if he makes the transition here. Nope.
He's hesitating.
There you go.
Good recovery there.
Oh, that was close, but he's through to the warped wall.
And now staring down that obstacle. Tremendous upper body strength, but rock climbers not necessarily known for their agility.
Wow.
Made me eat those words.
Yeah, we both ate it.
A great run up the warped wall. That was impressive.
That was the best run up the warped wall I've seen thus far.
Absolutely. Now the salmon ladder, again, prides himself on his upper body strength. This is the hardest part of the course for my money. Oof, looked like he almost came up short on that jump.
Okay, slow and steady. You know, it pays to be cautious here.
2 more rungs, 1 more rung. He's uneven. He can reach for it, though. And he's got it, but he is in a lot of trouble.
He is. He's suffering. He's got to get to the top of the rope.
And this is just completely exhausting those lats.
Matt, he's fried.
I love this determination, though, not willing to give up. Still fighting it. He's going to make 1 more pull. Look at that. That is determination. His hands.
He's got to swing. Mario has to swing.
I think he's done, but he won't. He's done there. His hands finally gave out. His entire body's spent.
What a valiant effort from Mario. When the bar went askew, he just didn't get the grip he wanted on the rope, and it was all over from there.
So Mario Mendoza cannot make it through the rope maze. He'll have to wait and see if he went far enough, fast enough to get through to Las Vegas. The next man to give it a go says younger guys underestimate him because he's 40 and bald. This is Daniel Dick, a fire captain from Walnut Creek, California.
Look, anyone who's a firefighter is definitely in shape.
There's his wife, Colleen, and Daniel's workout buddy, his 3-year-old son, Kyle. Using a nice double foot technique there to get through the quintuple steps.
Balance and in control. I like it.
We're moving into the frame slider. You know, Daniel played lacrosse at Minnesota State. Glides right through the frame slider and into Domino Hill.
Careful, Daniel. You've still got a long way to go here.
Now moving on to the floating chains.
I like the fact that Daniel splits his training between home and the fire station, where he does grip exercises on the ladder truck.
He says at home his 3-year-old son is his training buddy, but he's in some trouble here, spinning around, has to get back in control.
But he stays calm, uses his grip strength to stay in control, very focused.
But this is taking him a long time, and that means using up critical upper body and grip strength he'll need later in this course. But he's through it, and he's shaking it off, moving on to the trapeze swing.
You know, a lot of the younger competitors, they often underestimate him because of his age, but you're starting to figure out that age doesn't always indicate your success level.
Well, it can factor in with some experience, some maturity in your approach, and he is through the trapeze swing. Now facing the warped wall. Didn't get this far in qualifying, so let's see how he handles it. Wow.
Yeah, that was big.
Great effort by Daniel. Now facing the salmon ladder.
All right, now this is the fresh part. This is 4 more obstacles they haven't seen.
And
so
a nice move there. Did you see how much sway he had? And he managed to calm his body. Oh! But missed that second leap. Still a nice effort by Daniel Dick. In his first time at American Ninja Warrior, makes it to the finals, but the salmon ladder, all new to him and proved to be too much to handle. 30 competitors here are fighting for only 15 spots to move on to Mount Midoriyama. Up next at the start line, he's a top returning veteran, 34-year-old CPR instructor Dustin Rocco from Las Vegas. He had one of the strongest runs in qualifying, and the $500,000 prize would allow Dustin to do more of what he's already doing, helping others. Dustin and his wife Hope are raising their 3 kids to be active.
Yeah, 2 hands. You got it.
And teaching them about giving. As members of a foundation reaching out to people in need, the Roccos set the ultimate example for their kids by giving away their home.
When we found another family was looking for a house and they had 5 people in their family and they were living in a smaller apartment, our heart went out to them and we wanted them to live in our house. The house that we built the 18-foot rock wall in, the one that we loved, we wanted them to move into that.
So Dustin and his wife found a smaller home for themselves and let the Davis family move into their old house, paying what they could afford to live a better life.
This experience has totally changed our life and we've been blown away, and so it's contagious. We want to just pass it on, pay it forward, and we hope that it just spreads like wildfire.
In life, you hold on to things tightly, you want them to be yours, until you realize that life is not all about you, and it's about what God can do through you, then it really matters. When we make it to Vegas, it'll be great to have the Davis family where they can come and watch me. It'd be nice to go back home to Las Vegas and compete at Mount Midoriyama. This year, I'm back and I'm ready to hit that red buzzer.
Well, his hometown of Las Vegas might be known as Sin City, but that man is clearly a saint.
Come on, Dustin!
There's his wife, Hope. She's been here every time he's competed, and she's back to lend her support tonight. And a good start for Dustin, picking up where he left off in qualifying.
Well, Dustin faced 5 of these 6 obstacles in qualifying, but beyond the warped wall, the challenge intensifies with 4 new obstacles that all test the upper body.
And with a little hop just like that, he's through Domino Hill.
No one has completed this finals course tonight, but he is so determined to make it to Las Vegas to finish what he started last season when he left the Venice finals with a ruptured eardrum after a hard fall.
Well, for the Roccos, American Ninja Warrior is a family affair. His wife competed in the qualifying round 4 weeks ago, unfortunately went out very early. Dustin now carrying on the family name. Look at him shaking out his forearms. There's no relief for your muscles. And a perfect vault onto the trapeze swing.
But he's got to make the transition here. Very nice, very smooth so far.
Nice form there out of Dustin Rocco. Breathing a little heavy, though.
Yeah, and he's still got a long way to go. He's not wasting any time.
Great run by Dustin Rocco.
He wants to get to Mount Midoriyama.
If he can defeat this Venice finals course, he'll punch his ticket to Las Vegas, to his hometown, I might add.
And there's nothing better than having home field advantage.
Good mount. Look at him flying right up the salmon ladder. Wow, that was the fastest I've seen anyone do it, perhaps in the history of the salmon ladder.
And he did that with authority.
Dustin Rocco, a man on a mission.
So authoritative with it.
His wife here cheering him on. Loves seeing her husband living out the family dream.
You see that? He's stepping on the knot to rest his arms, but it takes the slack out of the rope. That makes it much harder to move through this obstacle.
Dustin a quarter of the way through the rope maze. Oh! Yanks himself free and makes a big swing to the landing platform. And now he's on to the cliffhanger. And look at that, a little relief, finally a smile. But now he faces an obstacle no one's gotten past tonight. This, the cliffhanger, the little brother of the ultimate cliffhanger you see in Vegas in stage 3. That one exponentially harder, but this one, a true challenge in its own right. Can Dustin Rocco be the first to best it?
You don't want to spend a lot of time here. Use your speed to get by.
Makes the first transition with ease. Look at that lockdown at 90 degrees, excellent form. And now the second transition.
Yes, he's starting to slip a little bit. He's almost there, almost home.
And he's done it. Dustin Rocco is the first to get past the cliffhanger. He's through the first 9 obstacles, 1 left, the spider climb.
He is truly blazing the trail for these competitors tonight. He has to get all of his limbs working in unison if he wants to get to the top.
Dustin readying himself, and there he goes.
Good technique.
He's getting up, and look at that smile growing.
We may have our first finisher.
You got this!
And he's up. He's almost got it. He's done it.
He's done it.
Dustin Rocco is the first athlete to complete the Venice finals course. Let's go down to Jenn Brown, who's standing by with Dustin right now.
It's an amazing performance. How does it feel to now finally be making it to Mount Midoriyama?
Oh, it feels great. I'm heading home. We're ready to do the big red button.
That's right, a hometown favorite. All right, guys, back up to you.
Well, that was a phenomenal run by a remarkable human being. And now Dustin's celebrating with his wife. We'll see him, and I'm sure her again, at Mount Midoriyama. The Venice Finals competition of American Ninja Warrior continues as 30 athletes fight for a chance to compete in the national finals. But a lot of athletes are falling well short of that goal. Former pro hockey player Will Roberts was going strong until he hit the rope maze and just didn't have the grip strength left to hang on. But our Warrior wipeout of the night goes to Luke Carson, the dairy farmer from Idaho. He struggled so long on the rope maze that when he got to the cliffhanger, the hands that milk the cows were utterly spent, and he went belly up. And that's why Luke Carson's splashdown is our Warrior wipeout of the night. Our next athlete has set the standard for excellence at American Ninja Warrior for many years. It's David Campbell, the 36-year-old sound engineer from Santa Cruz, California.
He's been to Mount Midoriyama 4 times. He was the first American to build replica obstacles for training, now the standard for all top competitors. He says for the last 5 years, American Ninja Warrior has been his life, but now he's 36, and you might start to think that the window of opportunity is closing for David, but I think his focus and dedication can keep that window open a while longer.
One of my advantages is that I've done this longer than anybody else, and I'm pretty adaptable, so I feel like it's doable. I'm pretty confident.
And Campbell is on the course. So fluid, so elegant.
A super vet, too, a 4-time Mount Midoriyama veteran.
Dismounts from the frame slider, but looks like he's shaking out that right arm. Hope that doesn't come into play later on. And Campbell flies through Domino Hill. His preparation second to none. His focus always like a laser.
Campbell is moving through the floating chains.
In the Vegas finals last year, went out on stage 1 after the previous 2 years, making it all the way to stage 3. Now building up for the transition on the trapeze swing, and he's got it.
David Campbell has an edge in this competition because he trains specifically for it. A lot of the athletes come from other sports and disciplines, but this guy lives, eats, sleeps, and breathes American Ninja Warrior.
Right up it. David Campbell, the first to start the trend of building obstacles at home. The salmon ladder, one of the first he ever built, says it's the obstacle he feels the most comfortable on.
You know you have a serious athlete when it becomes a lifestyle, not a sport.
He starts the climb. Looking smooth so far. Very methodical run here on the salmon ladder. Doesn't want to make a mistake. And he's on to rope maze.
It's a big advantage for Campbell to see a lot of the other competitors go before him.
Rope maze, a new obstacle, even for Campbell, but feels at home on the ropes.
Well, he's taking the right approach on this obstacle, getting the big swing and guiding his body on the backswing.
And he's through. The ultimate cliffhanger, his nemesis in years past. This, it's little brother, the regular cliffhanger, but it's not as though this obstacle is easy by any means.
This cliffhanger may not be as big as the one in Mount Midoriyama, but when you're hanging onto a 2-inch ledge by your fingertips, you need more than grip strength. You need all the mental toughness you can muster.
Fingers look like they're giving out.
Slipping. If they're slipping, you move with speed.
Keeping the arms at 90 degrees, though, it allows you not just to use the back muscles, but the biceps as well. And Campbell does it. Down to the final obstacle, the spider climb.
The spider climb is a whole body obstacle, and David Campbell's going to need every ounce of energy he has left to conquer it.
Once you start, you really can't stop on the spider climb. Look at him flying up it.
He's using more legs than arm That's a heck of a technique right there.
And David Campbell, he's done it. David Campbell has punched his ticket to Mount Midoriyama for the 5th time.
A textbook run from the Mount Midoriyama veteran. I think he just took that window of opportunity I spoke about and threw it wide open.
Well, let's go down to Jenn Brown, who's standing by with David right now.
All right, David, you successfully completed the course. How did that run feel?
It felt good. It was a lot tougher than I thought. The rope is really sticky. I don't know if it's the moisture on those pipes, so that hung me up for a while.
Well, we are glad that you were able to make it through because now we get to see you at Mount Midoriyama for the 5th time. Congratulations.
Great, thanks a lot.
Guys, back to you.
The Venice Finals competition of American Ninja Warrior continues, and we are down to the last runner of the night. The man who set the pace with the fastest time in qualifying. He's the 28-year-old parkour and free running instructor and internet sensation, Jesse LaFleur. Jesse's YouTube videos make him seem as though he can fly. His instructional videos for parkour and free running show his millions of online fans the beauty of those two athletic art forms. Those skills were evident in qualifying as he erased the doubt he'd felt for a year since going out on stage 1 at Mount Midoriyama.
I definitely think the mentality of it all is one of the biggest challenges for Ninja Warrior. Tonight, I just want to try, and I just want to go, and I just want to have fun.
And once again, his biggest fan, wife Brienne, will be here to support him from start to finish.
My wife is in the stands. We've been together for over 13 years, high school sweethearts since 9th grade. She is definitely my biggest supporter.
He's going to go all the way in Vegas, so you better watch out.
And there's Brienne once again waiting to give it her all as her husband does the same on the course.
These athletes sacrifice so much time to train for this competition. It would be impossible to make that commitment without your spouse supporting you.
LaFleur's earned a 3rd and a 4th place finish at the North American Parkour Championships. This kid can fly. Look at that.
Yeah, he literally flew over the domino hill.
Rough landing. LaFleur last year was the rookie sensation, electrified the course with the fastest qualifying.
I really do believe in Jesse LaFleur.
Look at that. This kid is flying.
Right up the wall!
Wow.
This is incredible.
So he's through the first 6 obstacles without any trouble at all, now facing the salmon ladder. Salmon ladder's been tough for all our athletes tonight, including the veterans.
Jesse's using an interesting technique. One hand facing toward him, one hand facing away. You know, this is the grip that was started by Brian Orozco, one of the most successful athletes in American Ninja Warrior history. Jesse trained with Brian.
Oh, the bar's uneven, but he can make the switch to rope maze, and he's done it.
Check out LaFleur's style, though. He's getting up to the top. He's got to swing his body to get over that part of the maze.
He gets past that first barrier, and you can hear his wife calling out nice and easy. But there is nothing easy about this obstacle. His forearms right now have got to be burning. And trying to get past that second bar, but standing on that knot takes the slack out of the rope and makes it much harder. And you can see it, that rope just won't budge.
You know, he told us he had almost no sleep in the last 24 hours, doing stunt work on a film and then coming straight to the course. We can see it's all catching up to him right now.
Now he's lost his momentum. Looks like he's spinning, but just not getting anywhere.
He better get going now or it's going to be over very quickly.
So close, literally right on the corner of his path.
He's done it. Get off.
Well, after the salmon ladder and the rope maze combo, I can't imagine Jesse has a lot of upper body strength left. And you can see him pounding his forearms. You got to feel like they're on fire right now.
Nice and easy. You got it.
The question is, how much does he have left in those forearms and fingers?
Good job. Keep it going.
Oh! LaFleur out on the cliffhanger.
I thought that his lightweight would be an advantage, but he didn't have enough strength to keep him on the cliffhanger.
Let's go to Jenn Brown, who's standing by with Jesse LaFleur.
Jesse, you had the fastest time in qualifying, but the cliffhanger got the best of you. What happened?
Well, I haven't slept in 44 hours because of film jobs and different things. Just felt like I was a roller coaster of spinniness.
A very strong run, though. And we'll see if that's good enough to get you to Mount Midoriyama. Guys, back up to you.
So the fastest finisher in qualifying could not finish this finals course, but Jesse LaFleur's run puts him in good position to make the final 15. He'll just have to wait until tomorrow night to find out for sure. Only 2 of the 15 athletes tonight managed to complete this remarkably difficult finals course. Dustin Rocco and David Campbell both locked up a spot in Las Vegas. Everyone else will have to wait and see if they went far enough, fast enough to get to the national finals. Find out who else will earn a trip to Las Vegas and a chance at conquering Mount Midoriyama as the Venice finals conclude. For Jenn Brown and Akbar Gbaja-Biamila, I'm Matt Iseman, and we'll see you soon on American Ninja Warrior.